Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Bridges, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready.
All right. In the matter of People versus Johnson on file number 242880, appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges on behalf of Mr. Brendan Johnson, who is present via Zoom. We would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court winner plea of not guilty. Office of Assigned Counsel. I have court dates coming up. A pre-exam on June 3rd at 3 p.m. Preliminary exam on June 10th at 3 p.m. That will be in front of Judge Hoffman's court. As to bond.
Yes, Mr. Johnson is a lifelong resident of Saginaw County. He is currently working on getting his GED as well as getting disability benefits. He is also currently being monitored. He's on Swift Insure probation. He last reported to Agent Oliveras just this past Tuesday, May 21st. We would ask the court for a low 10% bond in this matter.
Is he on Swift Insure? Is there a violation on a Swift Insure? I did see that. I just don't know if that's. I have a Swift Insure violation, a booking date of 12/5/23. So was that when the violation occurred?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. I would have to defer to Mr. Johnson on that.
No, sir. I was live in Saginaw County December 5th, but I already did time for that. I got out January 22nd. It was for a Swift Insure violation.
All right. Have you talked to Agent Oliveras yet with regard to this case on whether or not she's going to place a hold?
No, sir.
All right. Well, let me set bond. In this case, defendant's charged with delivery. Count 2 involves 50 to 449 grams involving the substance fentanyl. Given the nature of the charges, bond will be set at $50,000 cash or in the matter of People versus Wilson on 235507 and 4184098C, appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges on behalf of Mr. Julian Wilson, who is present via Zoom. In regards to 235507, we would just ask the court to recall the bench warrant. I did counsel Mr. Wilson that there is a hold on him for that case out of Judge Juren's court.
So the bench warrant will be recalled. The matter will be referred back to Judge Juren's. And then there is also a ticket number 4367027. That's
in regards, yes, Your Honor, sorry. In regards to the civil infraction, we would plead not responsible and ask the court to set that for a hearing.
Retrial. And then with regard to ticket number ending in 098C, this was a failure to pay balance of $105. I think it was from Judge Juren's. So what I'll just do is recall the warrant and then refer to D5. It was a failure to respond to a 10-day letter. I'm sure by the time Judge Juren sees it, this one will be taken care of. 105. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the matter of, Ms. Leday, this is the Taylor Spivey. In the matter of People versus Taylor Spivey on 242884, appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm relying on behalf of Ms. Michaela Taylor Spivey. This time she waived the reading, plead not guilty, ask for an assignment to the Office of Assigned Counsel, and ready to address relevant property.
All right, let me give the court dates. I have a pre-exam conference set for June 5 at 8:45. A preliminary exam set for June 10 at 2 p.m. That's going to be in front of Judge Fichtner. As to bond.
Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Taylor Spivey has lived in Saginaw County for 6 years. She's 21 years old. She only has one pending case, no criminal history, not on probation or parole. We'd ask for whatever bond the court finds reasonable, assuring her appearance. What I would like to let the court know is that the allegation for the child in this charge does not live at the address. She should have no issues going back to that address. This child does not live there and she would not have any contact with them.
There was a bond recommendation filed by the people. While it's somewhat sparse, it does kind of give the allegations with regard to the nature of the charges. They are also asking for a no PR option, no contact with victim, no drugs, alcohol. Given the nature of the charges, and given that the offense is a life or any term of years, bond would be set at $50,000, cash surety 10%, no contact with the victim, no contact with any minor children,
Even her own children, Your Honor?
even her own children.
She does have
And
4 children, Your Honor. I don't know if there's, I'll have to make sure that there's somebody that can take care of those children.
if CPS has to be notified, then
Yes, Your Honor.
we'll notify them. And then no legal controlled substances, alcohol, firearms. All right. And then when she has an attorney appointed, then bond can be addressed with Judge Fickner at a later time.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
In the matter of People versus Paul Blake on 176243, 096682, and 242882. Appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges on behalf of Mr. Paul Blake, who is present via Zoom. In regards to 242882, we would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
With regard to, then the other two are booking, fail to pay booking fee, 10 suspend, given that he is incarcerated. So court winner pleaded not guilty on 242882, referred to Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is set for May 31st at 9 a.m. Preliminary exam is set for June 7th at 1:45 p.m. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond.
Mr. Blake is a lifelong resident of Saginaw County. He is currently looking for employment. He has 2 children, ages 10 and 14, over whom he has partial custody. And I did counsel Mr. Blake about a no contact order. He indicated that he understood and that he will not have a problem complying with a no contact order. Your Honor, I understand there's a bond recommendation in this matter. We would just ask the court to consider a low 10% bond in this matter.
If you were drug tested today, how would he test?
I would defer to Mr. Blake on that.
I'll be clean.
How long have you been in jail, Mr. Blake?
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
How long have you been in jail?
Since Wednesday night.
And
I don't do drugs, so the clean is easy for me to do.
you have a bench warrant out of Genesee County.
I'm not aware of that.
Here's you do. Date of warrant was 10/7/21. Given the nature of the charges, but also given the fact that there is an outstanding bench warrant that was issued some 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, bond would be set at $5,000 cash surety, 10% no contact with the victim, no firearms, illegal controlled substance. Hold if positive. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Letter of People versus 5306.
Teresa Bridges on behalf of Mr. Mims, who is present via Zoom. Your Honor, this is a bench warrant for failure to pay. Mr. Mims indicated he has been in custody for approximately 182 days. We would ask the court for time served in this matter and to recall the bench warrant.
call the bench warrant. I believe this is my case, so let me, I know I've had a few other bench warrants with him. Put him on a payment plan going back in 2020. 22, I had a bench warrant on him. All right, you said 100, over 100 days?
182, Your Honor.
Credit time served. Served as maximum.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the matter of People versus Orlando Straw on 242883, appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges, on behalf of Mr. Straw, who is present via Zoom, we would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. I also have an updated address for Mr. Straw. Rather than 6230 Normandy Drive, it is actually 6320 Normandy Drive in Saginaw, Michigan, 48638.
I have, so court winner plea of not guilty, referred to Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam conference is set for May 31st at 10 a.m. Written exam is set for June 14 at 10 p.m., or excuse me, 10 a.m. as well, and it'll be back into this courtroom. With regard to bond, please.
Yes, Mr. Straw has lived in Saginaw County for the last 10 years. He currently owns his own business remodeling homes. He does have two stepchildren that he helps support. And I did counsel Mr. Straw on a no contact order, and he indicated that he understood and that he would not have a problem complying with the no contact order. I do understand there's a bond recommendation in this case, but we would just ask the court to consider a low 10% bond in this matter. Again, Mr. Straw is hardworking. He owns his own business. And we would just ask the court to consider that.
The charge involved is an unlawful imprisonment charge, which is a 15-year maximum penalty and or $20,000. Given under the bond recommendation and with the court's review of other prior criminal record, it appears that there is also two charges back in 2000 of kidnapping. People are alleging that there was steps taken to avoid protection, or at least in misinformation. Given that the prior record, given the nature of the charges, given the allegations that are made by the people, the court views that the defendant is a threat to the public. And at this time, given that he's referred over to Office of Assigned Counsel, we get an attorney appointed for him. However, I'm going to set bond at $1 million cash surety. In the matter of People versus Earl Hoy on 211221.
Teresa Bridges, on behalf of Mr. Howie. Your Honor, this is a bench warrant for failure to pay. Mr. Howie indicated that he can pay the full amount, $459 today, if he's able to use his phone to reach his caseworker at Community Mental Health, who assists him with his funds. He's been working at Tony's on Fashion Square Boulevard, and he is also on probation, being monitored by this court. We would ask the court to allow him to do that today.
Given that there are prior bench warrants in this matter, also that the defendant failed to appear for ability to pay hearing back on February 9, the bond will be set at $459 cash bond. In the matter of People versus Jackson on 241130, appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges, on behalf of Mr. Andre Jackson, who's present via Zoom, we would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
All right, court order pleaded not guilty, also assigned counsel. Pre-exam is set for June 3rd at 3 p.m. Preliminary exam is set for June 10 at 2:45 p.m. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. And I see this is a failed case. Support case has to bond, please.
Yes, Mr. Jackson's a lifelong resident of Saginaw County. For the last month, he's been working as a subcontractor for Mr. David Greenfield. He does get paid on June 1st. We would just ask the court for a PR bond or otherwise a low 10% bond so that Mr. Jackson can get out, can get back to work, and can work towards paying this off.
This is address over in Collingwood.
That is correct, Your Honor. 2410 Collingwood Avenue in Saginaw, 48601.
How long has he been living there?
I would defer to Mr. Jackson on that.
50 years.
Bond's probably gonna, under the statute, should be at least a 2,500 cash bond. However, you said he is working.
That is correct, Your Honor. He indicated he is working as a subcontractor. And he is next paid on June 1st.
So bond at a $500 cash bond to secure the court. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the matter of People versus Johnson on 5-2-4-6. Appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges, on behalf of Mr. Courtney Johnson, who is present via Zoom. Your Honor, we would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court, when it pleaded not guilty, refer to the Office of Assigned Counsel. I have court date coming up on pre-exam conference on June 3rd at 3 p.m. Preliminary exam on June 10th at 3:15 p.m. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond.
Mr. Johnson now lives in Saginaw. His updated address is 504 Sid Drive in Saginaw, Michigan, 48601. He was in the Army from 2005 to 2013 and was honorably discharged. He now receives VA disability benefits. He also previously was incarcerated from approximately 2015 to 2023, at which point the child support was continuing to increase in arrearage. Previously, his wages were also being garnished. However, he was let go from his job in March of this year, but he is promised by his uncle that he can have a construction job as soon as he gets out of jail. We would ask the court to consider all of this and grant either a PR bond or a low 10% bond. Again, Mr. Johnson receives disability benefits from the VA at the beginning of every month and also has a good job lined up for when he gets out of jail, so he'll be able to pay on these child support payments.
Again, there's 2 counts of failing to pay child support. I have outstanding arrearages as put forth by the Office of the Attorney General as $117,000. Given that sorry, an extensive record. Date of birth 12/25 of 80.
February 8th, 1981.
accordance with statute, bond would be set at $25,000 cash.
Right on you.
In the matter of People versus Smith, 223137, ticket numbers 8924188B, A, 8924195A. Appearances for the record.
Teresa Bridges on behalf of Mr. Dwayne Smith. We would waive a formal reading, plead not guilty, and ask for a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. I do have an updated address for Mr. Smith. It is 724 Munson Court, and that's in Saginaw, Michigan, 48601.
All right, with regard to tickets, pleaded not responsible, set for pretrial on the 188B ticket. On the 1958 ticket, again, pleaded not responsible, set for pretrial with 4188A. Court winner pleaded not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel, 2000 PR. With regard to 223137, court winner pleaded not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. In addition, he did post a bond, however, he failed to appear for a Raymond Effort posting bond. That bond was forfeited, so, Mr. Smith, how long you been living over in Munson?
For about 16, about 11 to 12 years, I'm married, sir. I have an 8-year-old as well.
You'll come to court?
Well, the reason I had nerve damage in my arm, sir, and I was being treated because I broke my neck in a car accident. So they was treating my arm for the nerve damage. Pardon me?
You'll come to court?
Yes, well, I will, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, 75 PR. All right, you're all set. Make sure you give out some Assigned Counsel. I'm sure the matters will be resolved on the next court date. You're all set.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.